Sean's been driving really well in the GT4s. I think it's a bit of his forte, so good to see him enjoying himself, enjoying racing. Kieran's in the Beamer, trying something new by the looks of it. Hopefully he's enjoying himself. He's been up and down at the moment, but he's got enough talent to pull himself through, so I'm sure he will eventually. Mike in the Gt4 new livery tonight. One of the newer guys to join Shakedown. He's building himself up, and it looks like he's done alright in a solid 7th place, so that's pretty good. Mark we saw in the pits. Ash obviously just tuning pressures and getting things toned in, and I think Scott also is a late comer to the night, so just bringing things up to speed for the final race. Well done, Rob. Good race. Now, this is my first chance to try some spectating, so I've got no idea how this all works with the blue screen of death, and think I'm going to have to restart the game after the first lap, that kind of thing. I've got no idea, so you'll have to bear with me. This is very much a test tonight. We'll see how we go, but beer in hand, I'm going to keep things pretty casual and we'll see what happens. Ten drivers in the lobby for the last 2 races. Not a bad turnout in the end. Good to see everyone turning up. There was a few people that didn't quite make it, including myself. And so yeah, no, league's looking pretty at the moment. So really stoked with all the passion and the commitment that's being thrown. Who we got there? We got Andy having some fun. Alberto's about to lose some SA, you watch this. Get out, Albert, before you get tapped. Let's have a look at some liveries. Don't know how much I can actually view. Maybe we can look at lap times. This might give me a blue screen. Here we go. Nah, can't see the laps. Alright, so we got Rob dominating in his Mercedes, Alberto in the Beamer, Dean in the Porsche, then we got Andy and Sean both in the Audi, Kieran coming in 6th place in the Beamer. We got Mike in the Gt4, Ash in the Merc, having a crack at the Merc tonight, it's a good car. We got Mark also in a Gt4, and then Scott rounding it out in an Aston Martin. Good range of cars there. I've always found the mid-engine cars drive dominantly around Kyalami, especially at the top of the hill, and then getting the power down coming down. I've always sort of enjoyed driving the Ferrari, at least in the GT3, but yeah, not too many nasty curbs to throw the mid-engine cars around, but you get that good rotation and power down, so I've always enjoyed the mid-engine cars, sorry, around Kyalami. Great track, good flow, killer sausage curb on what's the corner called? Cheetah, second to last corner. It's always the killer, especially as the grid comes through on first lap. There's always someone flying off. Got to watch that one. Now I've got no idea what happens when we start the next race, whether I get to see someone or not. I know I've watched another league stream and I believe you get stuck on a certain driver and you cannot change it, so bear with me. We'll just have to see what happens and yeah, feel our way through it. Gt4 Thursdays, obviously run on Thursdays for us. We start at 8 o'clock Eastern time, do 10 minutes practice, 10 minutes quali, and then 4 12-minute races with a full formation lap, just because you don't have tyre warmers in GT4. Give everyone an opportunity to get some temp in. Alright, so it looks like... let's watch the first lap. It locks it up. This is me learning. Okay, so it locks up the screen. I can't do anything, but we'll watch the first lap, see what happens. I've got no idea what car I'm stuck on. Who was I watching? I was watching Andy in 6th place, so hopefully we can see what happens in the front as well from that angle. So yeah, full formation lap, get the tyres up to temp, or at least almost the way. Yeah, 12-minute sprint race, so pretty high pressure. If you stuff it up, not really enough time to get back.
20 seconds.
Mark's put in a cracking qualifying time in front of the grid. Good on him. Good to see him coming through.
10 seconds.
Obviously Rob, Dean, Sean are all real sort of dominant GT4 drivers from what I've seen. And then Albert coming through from 9th, obviously a late starter, so that'll be interesting to watch as well. Oh, Rob getting super aggressive on the warm-up, as you've got to do it. Who's that in the black car? Must be Rebel Dixie, right out front. Rob's been putting in plenty of time in our Shakedown Interleague Challenge we've got coming up on the 27th of March. That's with the Rising Phoenix Racing guys. So that'll be streamed live. We've got commentators. That is a 70-minute race around Silverstone. Bit of qualifying, split class qualifying beforehand, and then straight into a 70-minute enduro, 2 mandatory stops. So the boys have been putting in a bit of practice here and there, and guy in the front here, centre screen right now, is Rob. He is he's committed to almost practicing every day, every waking hour, so big things on the line for him and his Mercedes. It's a pretty good round at Silverstone as well, so fingers crossed we can do something next week. That should be fun, and always something different, turning up and racing as a team rather than against each other every week. I think it's brought a good amount of camaraderie with the group, which is kind of cool as well, and I'm sure we'll catch up over the coming week and a bit and put in some decent practice and all that. Looks like Sean's got his Shakedown Interleague Challenge livery tonight. We all have to be in purple kit so it can be identified. What are we going to see? Here we go. So coming into Crocodile, and then we've got Cheetah, and then the final corner, which the name evades me, but it's a pretty tight squeeze around the last corner and all getting straightened up. And from memory, the lights go out pretty early on this track, so I might catch someone out. A few gaps will appear. I know it's caught me out before. It's not the easiest of starts, but nor is it the hardest as well. Kyle Army turn 1 can get a little bit tasty. Definitely narrows in, a bit of a kink. Fairly tight apex. Here we go. So about to go green.
Green light, give it all you can.
There we go, green, and we've got drive-throughs for both Albert and the pole sitter, Rob. So speeding on the line, maybe, or out of position. So that's going to throw them right down. Pit lane isn't too long here. I've seen Shane and our GT3 come through pretty well. Alright, so that puts Mark into the lead, I believe, with Dean pushing hard on the outside. We're watching Rob pull away. Hopefully he can grab a second or two before he ducks into the pits. He'll have 3 laps to come in, so he might just stay out for a bit. Second, so I can see Mark and the Janetta. Oh, Dean's lost the spot to Ash, Rebel Dixie, and the Merc. Alright, so I think what we might do, it all looks pretty... I've got no way of seeing back there, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out and I'm going to come back in. There we go, blue screen of death.